New Eden. A galaxy made up of salt, broken relationships, and the $10 scam. A galaxy where you can get a happy ending, but only if you pay a little extra. A galaxy home to a podcast greater than the Catskill Academy, Trekcast, and Echoes from the Front combined. Live on Discord, it's the Echoes of New Eden podcast. We bring you the finest in little-known facts from around the galaxy since 2020. If it's almost news, we'll cover it.
That is right. If it's almost news, we will cover it. Welcome, everybody, to Echoes of New Eden. I'm here with Taylor, Rick, and Krymsonkyng as usual. What's going on, guys?
Ah, man, it's so good to be here. We got a huge show tonight.
It's huge. I'm telling you, it's huge. Nothing says huge like this show. It's huge.
It's going to be so big. It's going to be so great. It's the biggest, greatest thing you've ever seen.
Huge.
I got ships. Ships. People want ships. I got ships. You've never seen these ships. I've got so good ships. They're so good.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing.
Oh, jeez.
I'm getting all kinds of shit about nightmares, by the way, and I'll explain why as we get into the show.
Oh. Is that why people are posting like these clowns and stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, on-air chat is on fire as usual. We started the night early. Yes. Good to be back. Good to see y'all for another week. And so for this week, we will be holding the second game of Echoes Feud. And Team X-Bad's going to be coming up and defending their championship. They are the reigning champions, right? From the last round. They're going to be defending that title in this next round with a new team. Then, holy shit, we're going to get into this spontaneous update. I labeled it as in my notes, as in it was a update that literally came out of nowhere. And
it really did.
So we'll talk. We're going to talk about that. And then also, is this breaking news too? The Void War is coming to an end. Peace talks has started.
Already?
Well,
already.
Is it?
I don't know.
We'll see. We'll get into the details of it as we get into the show.
And then what's this? Reddit meme wars. Who wins? Are these the memes that Benzi's been posting?
No, that's just a topic to kind of go over the Reddit stuff and some of the vitriol, if you want to, some of the BS back and forth on Reddit, and who really wins when it gets to the level that it gets to sometimes, right? Like, everybody tries to one-up the other, those kinds of things. We'll get into it.
Right. The fake Bradrick.
That's freaking hilarious. And I got into it with Bradrick this week. I don't know if anybody noticed that, but yeah, that was hilarious. I'd love for him to be on tonight so we can get into it on the air. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Give him a couple pings.
I will do that, actually. I will do that right now. Bradrick, come on the show.
It's I find it interesting. Climax's profile picture is a balloon knot.
Is a what?
Very interesting. Balloon knot. A barking spider.
Oh, yeah. When did you change that? That's interesting.
Know.
Yeah, he's in my court. That's funny. He's another Care Bear.
So anyway, we are going to start off with the Family Feud, Echoes Feud game show this time. Last time we had quite a few people leave. I think we went pretty lengthy. And then by the time we got to the game show, it was like half the crowd and nobody wanted to do it. So
yeah.
First time. That was the first time. So this time we got more people here. Let's get a game together. I'll play the X Up track, and who's gonna be X Up if you want to be part of a team.
Now throw your X up.
Ah! Nobody wants to play.
Oh my gosh, come on, come on. That
It's
wasn't.
Echo's Feud. This is going to be a good game.
Yep, yep. Make some money.
We've got a huge crowd too. There's a lot of folks in there.
Like, we can get Care Bears with Guns Alliance as a team. We can get people from No to form up as a team. We can get people from SHH form up as a team. Look at all these people in here.
Yeah, there's plenty of C-137 here listening right now. You guys can. All you got to do is put an X. Okay, Climaxis is on a team. BRR, put an X up. You'll figure out how to play. Oh, there we go. There we go. Pixel, you got to be on comms. Is that okay with you, Pixel? I know sometimes you don't necessarily like to get on comms or can't, microphone or whatever. But yeah, okay, perfect. There you go. Let's put Pixel, Climaxis, and this is yep, M Bacon. Yep, Bacon. We got to change your nickname here, buddy.
Go ahead and
He's
unmute
nuts.
them. I'm going to unmute Yadashi and Jarmog so they can get ready as well.
Sweet.
All right, we're going to unmute
right, welcome,
M
guys.
Bacon. We're going to unmute Climaxis.
So does anybody want to be
Pixel.
the third amigo for Team XBAD? They do need one more.
Yep, so we need someone to go join XBAD with
Is it
Yadashi.
Nessable?
Nessival, I see him typing. Yep,
Yeah,
Nessival's going
Nessival.
to join.
Okay. Oh, shoot. I got to write these down.
Yep, I'm unmuted there.
I even turned the Braves game off so you didn't have to hear that shit through this whole thing.
Cooking the meats.
All right. So we have Team XBAD versus what's the name of the other team?
C-137.
Is that C-137?
The Ricks. I
Okay.
mean, that's easy enough, right?
All right. So XBAD versus the Ricks, or C-137.
Oh,
So
God,
is
the
it-
nightmare shit just isn't going to end all night with you, Daraz, is it?
So
it
who's
was
the?
kind of funny, so I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So who's the C-137 team? Is it Baralt, Climaxis?
That's Climaxis, Pixel Rick, and Bacon.
Okay, not Baralt.
Who's shooting? My shields are gone. I'm dead. In that order.
In that order, and that fast as well. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, I think somebody should remind Taylor that he needs to turn his hardeners on when he gets there.
Rip.
Taylor, get hard.
Can I get SRP for that? Charizard needs SRP, by the way. All right. I'm going to be sharing my screen here. And let's see. Yep, I'm going to start it so that way you don't see the slides. Music's going to start.
How's this work?
All right. So all the players, please view the stream that I am streaming. I have the game up here. As soon as the music stops, gosh, I can't fix the volume on this music. It's bothering me.
Glad I didn't have headphones.
Right.
I do have headphones
So I got
on.
the game up.
I'm now deaf.
Right. Yeah, believe me, in my computer, I only have one volume on my PC because of how this is all set up. It's not maxed, but it's also not very low either. It's probably at like 80%. But anyway. Echo's Feud, everybody, welcomes to Echo's Feud. We're the only ones doing this type of setup too. I don't think anybody else is really doing game shows like this, at least not to this level.
Not to this
Kind of
level.
unfortunate.
No,
You'd
and when
think
people
it'd be
finally
more
go
like
and go ahead, Crimson. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
As I was saying, and when people finally go and watch them, or they go back and see, oh my God, there was a whole show, there was a whole game at the end of that episode. Oh my gosh, they're like, holy shit, it's there, and they get surprised by it, and they're like, well, how do I get involved in that? It's like, well, stay on the air live for 3 hours.
Rip.
So we're doing this first.
Yeah.
All
It's a lot
right,
to ask
so we
for.
will get the game going here, and so I wanted to give a shout out to our sponsor. It's Gardens of New Eden. Callisto's in the audience tonight. What's up, Callisto? Thank you for your contribution to sponsor this game, as we're very thankful for that. So, thank you. We will get the game rolling here. All right, I got to put the teams in. Team X Bad versus C137. Will C137 prevail?
Come on, guys, I'm rooting for you. I have no, I have not. Krymsonkyng and Rambo will attest. I have helped absolutely zero amount for this game. I have no idea what the questions are. I have no idea what the answers are, and I still kind of don't know how this game is played, even though I was here last week. So I will not be able to help C137 team at all.
Yeah, we don't either.
Thank you, Senator.
I don't know.
Taylor did said he's going to be giving away a free nightmare to the winning team.
Doesn't even own a nightmare right now, so
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. It's refitted and it's ready to go.
Is it a hole? It's packaged in a box. All right. Let's get this round going. So we are going to start with team. Actually, okay, we're gonna get Yadashi and Climaxis up on the podiums. These two are going to, I guess, speak up first for the answers. So I'm going to read the question, and the first one to answer will get the chance to go up on the board, and then we'll go to the second person, see if they can beat it, and then the person who won that will determine whether or not they're going to take or pass it. Okay? It's literally just like Family Feud if you've ever seen it on the on TV. So here we go. We're going to start with round one. If it'll work. All right. Yadashi and Climaxis. The question is, name an item you have too many of.
Loot boxes. I mean, like the skin boxes.
Okay.
It was like 15-day skin boxes.
Loot boxes. Skin boxes. Give me boxes.
15-day skin boxes.
The free boxes is number one answer.
There you go.
We taking it.
Yadashi has the damn answer sheet.
Actually, I will say one thing that I actually did look over the forums. And that was one question I did think about today. Like 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
Well, there's no beating that. So team one is going to be able to take this board. All right. Jarmog, you're up. Name an item you have too many of.
Ancient artifacts.
Ancient artifacts. You know, I thought about this too.
Ew.
Yeah, the ancient remains, ancient artifacts.
Yeah, those.
They're just
Give us
feathers.
something ancient. Ancient relics. Yes, it was up there. All right, Nessival, you're up. Name an item you have too many of.
Trit.
Trit.
Who has too much trit?
Oh,
Too much.
You can never have too much tritanium.
Oh my
More
gosh.
trit-
Out of survey says nada. No trit. Back to you, Yadashi. Name an item you have too many of.
Prototype rigs.
Prototype rigs.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Is that a good answer? I don't know. I don't really have that many. Do you even lose them?
No, you have to destroy them.
Yep, you gotta actively destroy them. I included the prototype rigs in the count for free boxes. I had it. Yeah.
Yeah, because
so
it is a free box.
already-
Yeah.
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 I was gonna give them the. It's not up there. 2 strikes. Jarmog, you're up. Name an item you have too many of.
So I'm assuming test and modified are free boxes too.
No, not
No.
exactly.
No.
Okay, that's what I'm going with those stupid module boxes, the modules.
Too many modules. Survey says. Great. Mods are up there.
Wow.
People have too many mods.
Killing
Yeah.
it.
Oh,
You guys are killing it.
All right, two more answers left on the board. Nessville, you're up. Name an item you have too many of. Good answer. You're on your final strike too. Then C-137 can steal it. Don't want them to have it, do you?
I don't got nothing. Sorry.
Something. You got to give me something.
Got to guess.
Civilian gear.
Civilians.
Civilian Marines.
Civilian gear.
Too many Marines. Yeah, I see what you mean. Civilian gear.
Either way, it's not up there.
Nope.
C-137, Climaxis, give us an answer. Name an item you have too many of.
God.
Man, the chat is going on fire.
They are, yeah.
It's all over the place.
Yeah, I'm not looking at the chat. That's great. Anyway.
Space Hunters
It's
is
funny
not-
because a few people have even said some of the top answers.
Yeah.
You might want to look at the chat.
It's
Well,
not,
if
it's not
they're-
space
if-
suckers, I can tell you that.
Yeah. Can any one of us
Time
answer,
limit?
or do I have to?
You have to.
No, Climaxis, you're up. You're number one.
Damn it. Warp disrupt.
Oh, hold on. Here, I'll give you a chance to talk with your team.
Wish
Go
I
ahead
had a
and
chance to talk with my team.
go ahead and discuss it amongst yourselves as to which one of your answers you're gonna submit here.
Come on, Bacon. One of you guys. Come on.
Pixel,
It's
bacon.
your turn to go, but it's definitely BPs because I have way too many trash BPs.
All right. Well, he
Is that
said.
your final answer? Is that your final answer?
Oh,
Give us
Mexican
BPs.
games shows.
Nope, it's not on there.
Unfortunately not.
All right, Team 1 gets the round, 140 points.
Damn.
So,
It's 4 and 5.
number four was C types. So, people had too many C types. I don't think that's a bad problem.
No.
Not
Yeah,
enough
I
people
was gonna
dying.
say, like,
Dragon
that's
Quebec.
definitely not a problem I have.
And number 5, debris.
Yeah.
Too many debris.
That's
All
why
right.
I've got too many
Oh,
capitals.
that's Debris.
X bad is at 140. C137 is at zip. All right, we're gonna get our second contenders up on the stage here. Jarmog and Pixel Rick. Are you guys ready? We're gonna start round 2 here. All right. Top 6 answers are on the board. Here's the question. Name something you'd be mad about if a corp member did it.
Blue on blue.
Jarmog with blue on blue. Give us some blue on blue.
Pixel's muted. Pixel's muted, by the way. He's unserver muted, but he himself is muted. So, just FYI.
Rip. Could have cost him the game.
Might have,
All right,
yeah.
Pixel, you're up. Can you beat it? What do you got?
Rip.
His mic. Epic fail.
Yeah. Where you at, Pixel?
Where's that tag? You fail.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he could always
I
write
don't
it.
even think Pixel has a mic.
Hell,
Hey,
type
there's the button. I found it.
There you are.
There you are.
Oh,
Rip.
wow, he's got a
Wow.
voice.
Steal everything from the corp hanger.
Okay, what was that?
Forklift, I
Steal.
think.
Everything from the corp
Steal
hanger.
everything from the corp hanger.
Steal. We asked our lovely survey contenders what they thought, what they'd be most mad about. Thieving. Thieving is up there.
Look at that.
By a long
They
shot.
take it. Wow, 115 survey results for theft. They'd be mad about. All right, C137's taking it.
Can I ask a question? How is 115 plus 36 equal 302?
I have no idea.
It's times
Harold
2.
wants to
This round is times 2 points.
Okay, got it.
This is
I did the
Echoes
math.
of New Eden math.
Yeah,
this
I
is
did the
Echoes of
math.
New Eden math.
Yeah,
here.
that's what it is. Yeah.
And the points don't matter.
It was run through
I can't
Betty, his
talk.
insurance
Taylor
calculator.
can't math. Yeah, it's all good.
Well, wait, hold on now. If you
Three
can't
blind
talk
mice.
and I can't math, then what's Crimson?
I just
He can't read.
That's perfect.
All right.
No evil. Yeah. Oh yeah.
So C-137 is taking it. We're up to bacon. Bacon. Name something you'd be mad about if a court member did it.
Stole my special anoms.
Them bastards. They can't claim them for themselves.
That's my scout.
Special
That's my
anomalies.
system, damn it.
Survey says nada.
Y'all don't live out here with us.
Unfortunately, that was included in stealing, thieving.
Gotcha. That's why
okay.
that number's so high. Gotja.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Climaxus, you're up. Name something you'd be mad about if a court member did it.
If they didn't come save my ass when I fell asleep mining alone and called out for help and didn't tell anybody the belt I was in or any shit.
Good
sounds-
answer. Good answer.
Sounds really specific, doesn't it? It sounds oddly
There's a
specific.
story behind that. It's like,
Give me a 1 or 2 word answer.
Didn't come to save my bacon. No pun intended. When I call for help.
No call for help. I think I can go.
No help,
I
no
think I
call.
could swing it as this. No team players.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah. Exactly. Not
With the
exactly,
team.
but I guess we can lean it into that. Pixel Rick, you're up. Name something you'd be mad about if a court member did it. Do 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 do. Pixel, you're awake, right? Okay.
Yeah, I'm awake. I'm awake.
Technically, there is a timer. I should be starting the timer.
Yeah, you should. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Steal your jet cam box.
Oh, nice.
that's a-
I like that.
Nice sound effect there.
That is a real good one.
What did he say though? Steal something or other?
Jet can.
Yeah,
Steal
I said
from
number
jet
one.
can.
Can you talk to the microphone, please?
Yeah. You there? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear
Yes.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah, I said stealing from boxes.
All right. Whatever he said.
you. Stealing from boxes. It's not it. Yeah.
Yep.
It's underneath theft and thieving.
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
Steal. Yeah.
All right. Bacon, you're down to your last strike.
Oh man.
Name something you'd be mad about if a court member did it.
I mean, I would say screw my ex, but you know.
In the game.
Oof. Eskimo Brothers. Good luck. What's it gonna be?
What you got?
So leeching uninvitedly.
Leeching what? What do you mean like leeching?
Like say if
Ticks.
somebody's out
Oh,
ratting and
ticks,
somebody
yeah.
comes in and leeches your ticks, either in a cloaky ship or in a like Peralt said in a pod.
Sitting
We've
in a
had that
goddamn
issue.
case.
Like taking
Them
something-
bastards. Give us leeching. Nada. It's not on the board. People don't complain
I know.
about that too much, I guess. All
I
right.
know the answer.
Nestival, give us name something you'd be mad about if a court member did it.
Resetting
That's
the base.
Yes. Good answer.
That's not a thing anymore though.
What?
Resetting base is not on there.
Nobody gets
All
nothing.
right.
You should
Name something you'd be mad about. Number 1 answer, of course, thief, blue fuckery, no team player. Number 4, a spy, being a spy or getting AWOXed. Number 5 was dumb mistakes.
I made a dumb mistake there. That should have been it.
And being AFK
Yes.
is why people would get mad at you.
Well,
Yes.
Stupid,
I don't
stupid
get,
deaths
okay.
and VF, AFK.
So if you
yeah.
would have said myself, you would have had AFK.
True.
To be fair,
Very true.
All six responses were summed up in blue fuckery.
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
True.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah.
There was a
All
lot
right.
that was rolled up into theft too. I basically ran a search for the word steal, thievery, theft, and then like added all of those together.
Mm.
And it was like stealing PI, stealing this, stealing that. It was really all over the place. Some people are really particular about there.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah. A lot of survey answers there. All right, so we are on the sudden death round. This is the final round. We're going to have Nessival and Bacon up on the stage. After I read the question, the first person to answer, hopefully they get it right. There's only one answer.
Another one.
And this is for triple points. All right, so here we go.
No pressure.
Bam. What's the number one reason to go into nullsec?
Ooh.
A
Sovereignty.
gay camp.
Okay, I heard sovereignty first. Survey says my X button's not working.
Rip.
That's a broken. Hey, I'm clicking it. It's not working.
I hear it.
It's
I hear
not
the
up
clicks.
I don't see it.
Sovereignty's not up there?
there. Sovereignty is not up there.
so it got
Bacon?
rolled up into one.
So I guess you could say PvP or gay camping.
Wow,
Damn, Bacon.
he got it. PvP. Wow, C-137 takes it home. Wow. Okay, there you go.
Very nice.
XBAD, Team XBAD, thank you for joining. And we're going to go into fast money with C-137. Climaxus, you're up. Okay. So, who is going to be the second person? Actually, well, first of all, choose who the two people are that are going to play fast money. Who wants to play fast money between you three?
You guys got to talk.
Yeah, not everybody's talking at the same time.
Working a little bit better.
Use your words.
Yeah, I won that round, damn it.
If neither
Y'all
one of them,
like-
I'll go if neither one of them will. Yeah.
So, Bacon and Climaxus.
Pixel, were you saying you'll do it? Your mic's working? Is that because we could barely hear you?
No, I was saying that y'all go ahead and do it because my mic's not working that well.
Oh, okay.
Perfect.
All right,
Very
me and
true.
Climaxus will go. That's fine.
Yeah. All right, so it's
Okay.
Climaxus and Bacon.
All right, Climaxus, we'll have you go first. So, Bacon, if I can please have you go into the talk channel, and then we will bring you back when we are ready for you.
What the hell is the top channel? Oh,
I'll just move you.
Yeah, I was going to do that.
I was just gonna move him.
He's not there now.
The hand of God.
Actually, I don't think he has roles to see that channel. By the way, that's probably why he can do
But
it.
he's there now.
Okay. So fast money. Here we go. Climaxus. I'm gonna go over just quick summary here. I have 5 questions. You got a timer for 20 seconds. Just say whatever comes to mind as quickly as possible. If you need to say skip, if you can't come up with anything, just say skip. We'll come back to it afterwards. Krymsonking's going to help me track the answers if they're not on my sheet here. I do have printed off all the answers on my sheet, so hopefully they're on the sheet and I can mark them quickly while I'm reading them. But anyway, Climaxus, are you ready for this?
Yes.
Fast money, fast money. Okay. So, there's the timer set for 20 seconds. And here we go. Name a position every corp needs.
CEO.
Where do you see gate camps?
Nullsec.
What's the most popular battleship?
Nightmare.
What's the most popular alliance executor? Or name a popular alliance executor.
Matarella.
Matarella, okay. And you never did make it to question 5, so that's a zip. Okay. All right, now I gotta take some time to input the answers here. I know this is kind of the shitty part, but
Yeah, it takes a few seconds, but that's okay. While we're doing that, I can tell you the story of the nightmare thing real fast and get that out of the way. A couple days ago, we were doing a thing with a Citadel. I'll just put it that way. And we were there for a whole hour early with nobody else around, and we were bored to death. So an Alliance member called Fuck Off locked me in his dreadnought, and I was in the Nightmare Guardian. And nothing was on, no hardeners, no nothing, because we were just sitting there for a whole hour. And I forgot about it, and he forgot about it. I actually didn't even notice it the whole time, honestly. But he forgot it was locked. And so when the timer came up to shoot the Citadel, I said, all right, everybody fire. Just start firing. And he didn't even think or blink. He just followed the FC's order, and he hit boom, boom, boom on all 3 of his strikes. And I said, someone's hitting me. My shields are down. I'm dead. It was that fast. I was literally 10 kilometers from his dread. So, yeah, that was really fast. We laughed so freaking hard. So that's the running joke. Yep. It was hilarious.
Crimson, if you can confirm, what was his answer for question number 2?
For question number 2, his answer was nullsec.
Almost have to be more specific with that one. I have to be more specific with that one.
You weren't specific about that being specific.
You can't triple stamp.
The thing is, if all my answers are nullsec, then what do I pick? You know?
They are, well, that is kind of the only place where you can find gate camps. But we were looking for folks responded a little bit more specifically in the survey.
Okay.
Locations. There's a few listed. I don't want to give away too many details for other stuff, though. Let's
for who? Bacon? He ain't here. Right.
What was the question again? I'll try to revise it real quick if you want.
Where do you see gate camps?
On gates. In nullsec.
He about condensed it as much as he can.
I think people. This is a survey that was taken, right? And so we had people answer all throughout New Eden, answer these questions.
Okay.
And so it's the top 1, right, or one of the top 5 that came out of it. That's part of what these answers are going to be. And so it could be a specific system. Climaxes. That's what they're getting at.
All right. All right. Well, his answers.
I mean, there's a bunch of them. You know, anywhere where you're good
Trust
God,
me,
anywhere
it may sound right, but it's still going to be low.
Yep.
Remember, 3 blind mice. See, okay.
All right. All right. We got fast money. The answers are in, and here we go. So, name a position every corp needs. You said CEO. Yeah, I suppose you need a CEO. Survey says 85.
Nice.
Wow. You need a C-137 team. You need 180 to take home some ISK tonight, okay? Question number 2, where do you see gate camps? Nullsec. At gates. He said, on gates. You'd only expect that, right? Survey says 74. Also a very good answer. Question number 3, what's the most popular battleship? He said Nightmare.
That's not it.
Raven.
Let's see how many people agree with him. 3. Okay.
And they're all in your hangar.
They're all
Yeah. You don't win wars. You don't win wars with bar guys.
Yeah, Bargus, yeah.
We asked, name a popular Alliance executor. He said Mattarella. Mattarella's not an exec.
Nope.
Okay. Maybe I'm thinking about Barbarella. I don't know.
That's a Mattarella fact.
Is there a
Nothing.
Barbarella? I don't think there's a Barbarella in the game.
I don't know. There is now. And Alt was born.
Yep.
That's a good
And
score,
question
though.
5, Question 5, you never got it. You never went to question 5, so 0 points. You still did very well. 162 points. Give that man a clap. Very well. Okay.
Clap,
Not again.
Okay, so I need to clear the board here. Okay, bring M Bacon into the chat.
There's the golf clap.
Return of the bacon.
All right, and I have to unmute him. Bacon, you're back. Whatever you do, do not open the stream, okay? Do a mic check for me there, Bacon.
Yeah.
Oh, he might be. There he is.
Okay.
I had
All
to
right.
close the stream because I'd already opened it.
Yep. Don't watch the stream because the answers are going to end up coming up. You're not supposed to look, blah, blah, blah. So anyway,
I got you.
I got 5 questions, and you will have 25 seconds to answer these questions. Climaxus did very well. He already got you 162 points out of 180 total needed to win some ISK tonight. Yeah, so he did very well. So it's all up to you. You only need 18 points. Let's see if you can get it. I'll set the timer for 25 seconds. And here we go. Name a position every corp needs.
The Admiral.
Where do you see gate camps?
One smeb.
What is the most popular battleship?
Nightmare.
Answer again.
Okay, Ballgorn.
Name a popular Alliance executor.
Cereal.
What was your answer? Cereal?
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
All right. Taylor, so yeah, we never got to question 5. Nobody did. So
Yeah.
no worries. I don't think you'll need it anyway. Taylor, burn some time real quick while I put these answers in.
Story time with
You know
Taylor.
what drives me fucking crazy?
You know what drives me fucking crazy? When I'm asked to make up shit on the fly.
It ain't got no cards.
No. Duraz, man, you're just killing it. You're just killing it tonight, ripping into me like that. Yeah, and Bacon, what, 2 weeks now in this area? You're totally new to Declan and the whole area, so I'll forgive you that some of those answers were total trash. So rip. But that's okay. Damon's in the house tonight. That's good. Let's see who else. I think Bradrick is still hanging around. That's good. So some of these discussions we're going to have a little bit later on when we get into this spontaneous update that happened, and it is more spontaneous than most of you probably know. We'll get into it and explain. And boy, oh boy, was it a massive update. So it's going to be a very long show tonight after this game show is done. So if you have a few seconds right now where we're waiting on Rambo to, I don't know, go outside and
Mess
do
it
some
up.
kind of smoke screen back and forth between Krymsonkyng with how long this takes sometimes. I mean, they must be communicating in back channels with
Must
smoke
be.
signals. Yeah, must be. Well, it is Rambo's dial-up that always gets in the way sometimes too. So, but
Wireless dial-up.
wireless dial-up. That's good. But no, it's
I
gonna
have
be a lot
a,
of depth stuff tonight.
What do you have? Like those voice recorders? I have my internet plugged into one of those, and then it's got a wireless out. All right, I got the answers up
There we go. Here we go.
and inputted. All right, so. Oh, shit. Hopefully they saved.
Yep,
Uh-oh.
still there.
Hopefully they
that
saved.
was
Oh,
That would have
dear.
sucked, wouldn't it? Okay.
God, don't play that
Name
intro
a position. Name a position every corp needs. He said Admiral. Survey said. Woo! 17.
That's better than I thought.
He only needs one more point.
That's
Yeah.
better.
winner, chicken dinner.
Where do you see gate camps? He said one smeb. Yes, very popular area indeed. Survey says 13. Very nice. What's the most popular battleship? He said Balgorn. It's definitely more popular than a Nightmare, I tell you that.
Yeah.
16. I have have no idea why the music is playing. That must be something in the
In the
script on
game show,
this.
you need 200.
Yeah, in the I think you need 200 for the original show.
Ah,
Really?
Instead of
I thought it was
180.
180.
Last question.
Either way,
Maybe the actual. So
you got it. You don't even need these other two questions. You got it. So question number 4 was name a popular executor. He said Serial. Executor of Care Bears with Guns.
How many
Is
votes
he in
did
the
poor
audience tonight?
How many votes did poor Serial not get?
Hey,
Rip. 12.
Hey, that's better than I thought.
And question number 5.
Respect.
Question number 5 was name an ore that you would snipe. He had no answer for 0. So wow, very nice. C137, you come out as the winners and some ISK. So I got to total up this
Congrats.
ISK that we're gonna give away. It's gonna be quite a bit.
Yeah.
220
Hey,
points.
Taylor, to be fair, that may have been all Serial's alts that actually did that.
That did what?
It's so fucking true though.
Yeah. That's how he got 12 in the survey. it's all him.
Rip. Nobody would have chose him.
That's
All
a
right, so
good
I'll give you
point.
guys the number 1 answers. Name a position every corp CEO or corp needs. Number 1 answer was CEO. Where do you see gate camps? Number 1 answer was entering null. What's the most popular battleship? According to our survey, was the Mach.
I'm a carrier.
Name a popular alliance executor. Most people said mine, as in my alliance executor.
Because they don't know the name.
They don't
I don't even know the name of their own executor. At least I know that.
Yeah, that was the number 1 answer. Number 2 answer was none.
I'm
Nobody.
surprised no one put honk there.
oh, they did. Honk was in there.
Honk was in there? Okay.
There
A300.
were
Number 3, the third highest one was Zen, SHH executor.
Mm.
So, but as I'm looking at the list, there's people on here that aren't even executors and never were. Like, how did you come up with these names? Captain Benzie was on there. Taylor Rick is on there. Michael JD is on there.
What?
I read the wrong question.
Melidas.
Actually, is Conopus actually Crabapus, or is that like, are there 2 different dudes there? Like, what's going on with
No.
that? Okay.
That's hilarious.
But you got some of the big names. Mama Rex still made the list. Banana made the list. So, yeah, sweet. Well, thank you everyone for joining in this Echoes feud. And I know you're committed already, but we have to see you next week to defend your title there and see if you can win some more ISK too.
Yep. Teams come. C137's got to come back next week. Defend the title.
There you go. All right, thank you guys. And with that, I'm going to exit the game. We are going to get into the commercials, and then we'll get into the meat and potatoes of the show, right? As Nessival would say, we're going to talk a lot of shit.
That's
All
correct.
That's the best part. I'm
All
gonna
right,
mute myself.
after the break.
All right.
After the break.
Wubba lubba dub dub! I'm recruitment Rick number 42, and the Council of Ricks are looking to accept new members to join us here at the Citadel. We have everything. Just ask this, Morty.
Oh, geez, Rick. You're telling the truth there. We have level 10 raiding, level 10 mining, fleet rallies, cap specials, cap worries, and more.
But it's not all just raiding and mining. We also partake in the time-honored tradition of blowing other people to bits. Little bits. So, what do you have to lose? Nothing. You got nothing to lose. Join us today. Or don't. And stay a jury.
C137 Council of Ricks. Proud members of Carebears with Guns and the Silent Federation. Fly Swifty.
I'm Cal's New Eden Store. We're your one-stop shop for battleships, battle cruisers, autocannons, mining license, gate camp setups, spike quaif, cat statues, lasers, capitals, Elandra's world-famous spies, Void World memorabilia, Reddit material, garbage, refugees, and the newest faction ships. We also offer core pits, conspiracies, and don't forget to honk and local. We have bounty hunters too. We're a center of a thriving community. Stop by and chill a while. Cal's New Eden Store.
That cracks me up every time.
That's pretty
Void memorabilia.
Yeah, I heard that.
Cat statues.
Yeah. Those would sell at 100 million at one point.
The cat statues, yeah. That was.
I checked the market today. They're at 16 mil.
That is the weird. That was, you look back on it, and that was like one of the. It was a fun event at the time, but you really look back on it now, and that was a weird event. It wasn't just Care Bears with Guns commercials. It was Cal Scars and then C-137.
Yeah, the
Rocket.
second one was a complete spoof.
Yeah, the second one was a complete spoof, Rocket. So, and if you want different ads that's not from, what Rambo and I put together, then make some.
Where's the panda ads?
Where's the panda?
Where's the panda ads?
Yeah, give me a bouncing panda. Something.
Where's the HTP ad, Greg?
Yeah, exactly. Where's the HTP ad? Right, Bradrick. Where's your ad? Where's a Bot 5 ad?
Rip.
Yeah.
Rip.
And even worse. I mean, he's sitting here listening to us. Damon, where's your ad?
We're basically advertising ads, so this is like an ad after an ad. We've got a little bit of adception going on.
Daros, I submitted a nightmare sale ad, but it didn't get approved.
Nice.
Rip.
See, Bradrick, that's all you got to do. You just got to record yourself saying Bot 5 will kill you, and that's your ad. That's it. Just record the audio of it, and we'll play it on the show. It's that simple.
That'd be perfect.
All right, Taylor. Let's pull up the Q&A for the week.
Oh, Lord.
They probably haven't given us the latest. They're going to wait until after we're done with the show to release the latest Q&A.
They probably will. Let's see where we're at with the Q&As. I don't think it's even how far back do I have to scroll to find it? Because all the blue and white stuff. Here we go.
Yeah,
this was the big Q&A. 913, 919. There was a whole bunch of Q&A in this one. I don't know why they put 7, I think. So here we go. Our phones have only so much real estate. Being in nullsec requires constant attention to newts, reds flying through our systems. This requires us to have the local tab open to see if the system has any newts or reds. Would it be possible to consider changing the total pop displayed to displaying total friendlies, box half green, blue type thing, non-friendlies, box half gray, red kind of thing? This could improve the quality of life for players and a much more immersive experience. Mike L.E. comes back and says, it's difficult to display more complicated information in a very limited space, but thanks for your feedback. Mike completely misses the point. For me, I would rather have local be less complicated, and I would like to have it to where it's just a bar that shows the count numbers, the 3 count numbers, that's it. And if I click it, then it drops down and shows me everybody who's there, right? That would make it simple and get it out of the freaking way. Anyway. Next question, can we please introduce the possibility to scrap repo old ships I don't use anymore? Maybe use same skill as scrap repo and even maybe spice it up with small chance of getting the rigs back based on repo skills. It's called an ANOM. Anyway, Mike comes back and says the best way to deal with old ships now is to sell them on the market to players who need them. Old ships reprocessing may be added in the future, but returning skill points or rigs are not in our plans. He never said anything about skill points, Mike. You probably need to get a new pair of glasses.
Also, Lazarus units. What? Right?
Well, how would you get Lazarus units out of a ship you repoed? What the... Anyway, that's funny. But and I get that.
Just go kill it and don't claim it on insurance.
Or sell it. Yeah, exactly. I mean, just whatever. It's too easy to get rid of.
Who is going to buy my Slasher T4?
Some new guy starting. It's going to pay $2,000 for it, and you spent all that time to take it all the way up to Jita. I know.
Oh my gosh.
It's amazing.
I have to get past all the gate camps.
Which are apparently on gates. I didn't know that until tonight. Gate camps are on gates.
Market,
no. I've seen a gate camp on the sun before.
Sometimes they're off the gate. Not very,
All of these
that
questions,
was weird.
all of these questions apparently tonight are answered by Mike Lee, Mike L.I. I said Mike L.I. before, didn't I? It's Mike Lee. What the hell?
Yes,
Anyway.
Mike Lee.
Apparently, it's not Crimson who doesn't know how to read. It's Taylor. Next question. Is it very difficult for new players to hold on? It is very difficult for new players to hold on to the game. Old players hunt new players. It is almost impossible to counter them. You can give some kind of shield for a few days. You can give free gifts, ships, IP, etc. They're giving you free ships. They're giving you free IP already. I don't know what else to say to you other than, fly with some friends or figure, it is tough.
I was going to say join a corp.
Yeah, it is tough at first, especially right now. People who've been playing the game for 2 years, you get into this game brand new right now, you're going to have a hard time at first, and that's just the way it is. Imagine trying to get on EVE Online right now when people have been playing the game for 20 years. Mike Lee comes back and says, we have always wanted to teach new players combat skills. For this reason, we have the novice tutorials, fiction war games. That's hilarious because those war games are a fiction. They're not really faction. Nobody plays them. To teach new players how to handle various situations in New Eden. We also have rookie packs for them. So, yeah, I mean, there's honestly, I think they do enough with the new player. It could be better. There's a lot of things that could be cleaned up. The tutorials and everything. Well, my biggest complaint about someone being a new player right now is when they first log in, you are inundated with so many different freaking windows all over the damn place and all these different stores and all these different currencies. And if you know nothing about EVE at all, coming to this game fresh, you're going to be totally lost. You're just going to be totally lost. So it's a huge uphill climb that first couple of weeks until you get to understand what's going on in the game. So there could be a lot of spit and polish done there. All right, next one. Currently, there seems to be a disconnect between players and NetEase regarding the future of EVE Echoes. Echo's sister project had this very same issue at some point, and thus the Council of Stellar Management, or CSM, was created. Would you consider doing something similar to Echoes so more voices can have a representation and get an actual feel of the community in general and not just content creators? As if content creators actually hear anything. Anyway, Mike Lee comes back and says, we will often hold AMA events in the community. Creating New Eden with players has always been one of our visions. That's not an answer, Mike.
Rip.
So we've talked about this before with the CSM. We even had what's his name on from the Meta Show,
right,
talking about it too. So I don't see NetEase doing that. They don't have the same kind of culture that CCP had. In terms of that kind of feedback, I think this is where some of the disconnect is coming from people. That's just not the way they're running their game and not the way they're going to run their game. It doesn't mean that they're not going to eventually listen, because they have listened. They just don't listen and implement things as fast as what we like. So is there a disconnect between what we want and what they're giving us? Yes, and we're going to get into more of that here a little bit later. Next panel, because yet there's more. There's 3 more freaking questions, and these are all answered by Mike Lee. He must have been having a lot of coffee this day and decided just he was playing the role of Jim,
kicking into overdrive.
Yeah, he was playing the role of Jim Carrey as God for the first time and just saying yes to everybody on the keyboard all at once, and not having a clue what he was answering.
The yes man.
Yeah, the yes man. Yeah, so. That wasn't Yes Man. That was when he was had the powers of God from Morgan Freeman and
Bruce Almighty. Yeah,
Bruce Almighty.
He also played Yes. He also played Yes Man.
He did play Yes Man. Yep. Both great movies. Go and watch them later after the show. When you're going to add gunshot sounds, when are you going to add gunshot sounds to capital ship weapons? Pew pew. EVE has very wide range of weapons and sounds, as well as modules, each with its own sound, which makes the game fun to play. For example, spending 2 hours at a rally point shooting without any sound is extremely annoying and tedious. This is what Spotify is for, or Netflix. Anyway, I love the sounds and animation of the weapons in this game, and when I go to the capital ships, I was expecting to shoot with an incredible sound. It doesn't have it. It's silent. I wouldn't know. I never had the sound on.
Well, isn't that realistic because you can't hear sound in space? There's no medium.
Yeah.
So it's like you shouldn't hear cannons. You shouldn't hear anything in
got
space.
some good sound design elsewhere. Like I'd really love to hear. Yeah.
My counter to that, Rambo, is you're inside of your ship, so therefore you would hear something, right?
The vibration inside the ship.
Right. Your pod is in the ship, so you would hear something inside the ship. You're just viewing it from outside from a camera, if you want to think of it that way. But anyway,
we're radio controlling these ships, so we don't hear anything.
That's correct.
You vent the modules to null, but even then, there's going to be a little bit of vibration. You have to have like massive shock absorbers or something like that.
I'm fine with that. I think there should be some sounds there. If there's sounds for everything else, I wouldn't know. I've never had the sound on. Mike Lee comes back and says, thank you for your feedback, but this is not in our development plan. So Mike just comes back and slams the door and says no.
Well, he's been saying yes to everything else. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
that's good. That's fine.
To counter.
Mm-hmm.
I just listened to my wife.
She's listening to you right now, and that's why you just said that. We all know it, Rambo.
Shit.
We all know it.
Check audience.
Okay.
She's not here. She's not here.
Next question. Containers. Will you be adding this item in the future? It would be nice to be able to manage your inventory in a different way other than using filters, or in my case, yet another share run. Mike Lee comes back and says, it's already scheduled. Stay tuned. So with that answer,
nice,
because
next week,
exactly, it could be next week in the patch, and we'd have no freaking clue. But you know what? They said this exact same answer about containers almost at this exact same time last year. I think it was October or November of last year when a question came about containers, and they said they were in the development.
I had your
plan.
memory.
No, well, because this containers is something I really want, and I remember having this discussion like a week or two ago, and the guys and I were talking about it. That was a thing that's been asked and was supposed to come out as part of their initial quality of life rush in the first quarter of this year, and it hasn't manifested yet. So containers are coming. We'll see. Okay, next and last question. Finally, autopilot system. Prefer shorter mode. Should calculate the different space speed in different security areas. In current systems, shorter distances don't equal shorter time sometimes. Is this the thing that we need to work on? Who asked this question? Is this somebody from Honk who asked this question? Is this really something we need to try to get the devs to work on? Anyway, we are our own worst enemy sometimes with stuff like this. Anyway, this is a very good suggestion.
I think it's accurate enough.
I think it's accurate enough, yeah. So, I mean, if you're trying to time... Now, here's where this would come into play, right? You only have about a 30-second window where you can do something in the game where your wife or your girlfriend won't catch you. And so you have to know what that time frame is going to be, because that's the only 30-second window you're going to get. And so when you set your autopilot to go from one place to another and you don't want her to know you're actually playing the game, this kind of autopilot system really comes into play. And this is when you really need it. And this is the only time that it has to be that accurate.
How long does it take for you to autopilot a nightmare from home base to Jeddah?
No escape.
He probably knows. He probably knows it.
I know I don't. I don't autopilot the nightmare anywhere. I know exactly right. Now I autopilot the Scepter, and I have one that's maxed out for speed, and I can get from our area in space down to Jeddah in 15 minutes flat. That I do know. You're right. That's the correct answer, Intrasia. I would never get there because fuck off would kill me. Anyway, Mike Lee comes back and says, this is a very good suggestion. We will consider adding this feature to the game. What feature? It's already there.
Right, it's already there.
Anyway. Okay, those are the Q&As for this last week. If I happen to see or get pinged while we're talking about tomorrow's Q&A that comes out, or actually Friday, tomorrow's Q&A that comes out, we may circle back to it. Because as always, we are here to serve you and to beat Benzie to the punch.
Exactly. And Damon.
And Damon. And everybody else.
All right. Then what was funny about these next few announcements is we actually saw these, but in Chinese first, about, 12 hours before these announcements came out in English for us. And this was specifically the blue and white Galaxy Nanocore.
Mm-hmm.
And I seen all the screenshots. I probably had 15 people sending me screenshots of the translated. Yeah. At this point, I was like, I know. Just stop. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I know. I seen the screenshots. But here it is. They did post it later that day in English because everyone was speculating it, like, oh, what's the ship in the screenshot and blah blah blah. We're getting these and that, and so it was a really fun speculation period up until they busted out these announcements here. So they do have the brand new blue and white nanocore that is out and about right now. So yeah, this announcement was from a few days ago. It has its own special mode. What is that special mode?
It's glaze mode. So
Glaze.
just like this
Okay.
sleeper nanocore has a sleeper mode, or whatever that mode's called, that helps that makes your capacitor recharge like almost instantly. This one has a glaze mode where it adds additional resistance to your shields. It makes your ship look glossy on the skin, but then your structure loses hit points and it loses resists anyway. So it's a weird. It makes it more fragile on the structure, which actually means nothing if your shields don't go down. So I don't know what the resists look like when you hit it. I don't have one. I don't know of anybody that has one. They're not on the Fulmination server for me to play with yet. Otherwise, I would know. But I can say that they're gorgeous. I've got the three main images that they put out for these up on the YouTube right now and showing the screen out of Discord. They're gorgeous. I think they're beautiful, and it almost makes me want to try to get one for the Can U, because the Can U and their imagery anyway, and even the Zan U, look freaking cool, even though they're totally useless ships. I've tried to make that destroyer that Can U do something, but I gave up on destroyers a long time ago.
I need to get a Can U because mine got yeeted and I never claimed it on insurance and expired, and so I lost mine forever.
Well, if Duck Bar would have won his tournament match with his Can U, I probably would have flown one, because I was really curious with that match, knowing it was coming up and what he was going to be flying. I was like, you know what? If he manages to beat somebody with that ship, I'm going to try to fly it again. Because it's such
back
a
in the
weird ship.
T7 days.
Yeah.
Back in the T7 days, I used to use that for ratting.
Yeah, sure. They're cool looking ships. They're just decomposers are just. I can't say the decomposers are trash either, because they can apply some serious damage across the board, right? But you just have to. I don't know. It just feels like they're meh, right?
Yeah, they're very meh. It's a weird sort of bug zapper kind of thing. Because like they're the worst of all possible worlds, even with skills trained into them. But you can do kind of cool middle of the road things with them compared to turrets. I don't know. Like they need some more love for sure. But
I thought we were supposed to get so this gets into some of the big announcements, right, with the whole jump freighters and faxes and everything that just magically appeared out of nowhere. But they said for the anniversary that we were going to get we were supposed to get new Yangjun ships. One of them being the super carrier, a carrier, the capitals of the
battleship.
A battleship and a carrier, right? And still no sign of them. But it's I bet you they're coming still, because why would you put out a nanocore for two ships that they know in their stats nobody flies? So there's got to be something coming with that. Well, I guess I can't say that, because it wouldn't surprise me that NetEase put something out like that and then just walks away from it for a year.
All right.
Yeah, they're trying to be inclusive.
They say, welcome to our new update, the Blue and White Galaxy. So they updated the game and included this good-looking splash screen now we have while we log in the game. I like it. Good deal. So at the same time, they dropped this on us. Logistics supply and battlefield support are critical in the intense conflict of sovereignty. Thus, a military program called Support Strategy will soon be submitted to Concord. The program brings pilots jump freighters, force auxiliary, logistic drones, advanced equipment and skills, as well as scanning device to spot unknown nihilist space. This came out of nowhere.
Yep.
Literally. Came out of nowhere. And weren't they saying something? I don't know. Maybe it's jump bridges I'm thinking about, that they aren't planning on bringing jump bridges, but jump freighters, like, I mean, the other day when I was using a freighter and I had to jump from gate to gate to gate to gate, I was like, why can't I just sino this thing? It's a capital. I wasn't going to say that. But,
when you're using my freighter.
I was yeeting his freighter into a gate camp.
Which I'm going to have to sell the share on now, because it's the wrong one. I mean, it takes a freighter in order to make a jump freighter. But yeah, they've said literally, I know this for a fact, they have said ever since freighters come out that there will be no jump freighters, that freighters will not be able to jump, period. That's what they said over and over again. They never said anything. They've also said that there'll be no jump bridges, which now means that there are jump freighters, so that means there's going to be jump bridges at some point too.
Yeah.
But it's so crazy though that this is a huge update. Honestly, this changes things quite a bit, more so than what I think people are really thinking about, because it's going to take a little while for these things to actually get into the game. And people are complaining about oh my God, there's more capitals, right? I remember Benzie doing a meme on Reddit about bags of salt on the at the grocery store or something, wherever he was, and complaining about more capitals and it's horrible and yada yada yada. I'm wrong, absolutely wrong. The Force Auxiliary capitals and the jump freighters were needed when capitals came out. Now, you can argue about whether or not capitals came out a little early. Doesn't matter. We're a year past that, and here we are today. And these are ships that are not going to be IP'd. This is the critical thing that people aren't thinking about. These are ships that are not going to be using insurance. Not the vast majority of them anyway. Some people are IPing them, I know, but I'm just talking about the majority, right? Think of the 80-20 rule here. 80% of the capitals that get destroyed, whether it's a jump freighter, a Force Auxiliary, a carrier, or dread, are not going to be IP'd. They're just going to have to get built again, or that player's going to quit. That's a whole other story. Anyway,
Equinox Investments.
Equinox Investments, right? But no, it's they're going to get built again, right? They're going to get built again. And what does that mean? What does that mean if capitals are being built by lots of people all the time, all over the map? What does that mean?
Industry.
Industry. Thank you, Crimson. You got one right. I'm kidding. No,
Ding,
exactly.
ding, 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 ding.
It's industry, right? And it also means that the Rorquals will have something to do. Remember when the Rorquals came out and everybody's like, what in the fuck is everybody going to do with all this ore? That's so ridiculous. What's everybody going to do with all this ore? Well, here's what they're going to do with all this ore. Okay.
Yep. And a 35 bill price tag.
It is a 35 bill price tag for a fax, the Force Auxiliary. Let's talk about what that does, because I don't know if everybody really understands what a Force Auxiliary is. It's a carrier.
I have no idea.
It's a carrier class ship, right? It has a huge amount of hit points on it. It has 0 weapons. 0 weapons. Now, you can, I think, and I only know this because of yeah, exactly, it's a fax machine. I think you can put large drones into it. It'll let me do that on Suite. I'm not 100% sure it'll let you do that in game, because on Suite I can put large weapons on it too. But it says right in the description of the game that you can't put weapons in the high slots. This is a Logi. This is a beefed up, blown up, gigantic Logi cane that can't move. Right? I mean, it can move. It can sino around, but it's very slow. It's very slow. It's about as slow as a Dreadnought, really. And they have drones that are Logi drones.
And it's the size of a citadel.
It's huge.
If not a citadel, it's the size of an outpost.
Yeah, I don't think it's the size of a. It's probably the one I looked at. Looking at the size, it kind of reminds me of being about the size of a Naglfar almost. They're big. They are big. But that's what they are. They're Cap Logi. And the reason why I say this is a huge thing for the change too is so many times there are people who are just they're afraid to go put their capitals out. Now, obviously, Bozzy's not afraid to put his capital out there. Maddie's not afraid to put his capital out there. There are different entities in the game who are not afraid to go drop their capitals on people. I think I saw Michael JD make a comment here a moment ago. He's not afraid to go put capitals on people. But there's a lot of people who are, and of course they're using them for ratting, carriers or dreadnoughts or whatever else. And now you'll be able to do it with a little bit more assurance that you've got Logi there, right? And so people will be able to risk a little bit more. Risk means loss. There's always a potential there. And that will again create more industry. I see the prices of all the minerals and ores going up from this. I see a lot of industry happening from this, and I'm very, very excited about it. I have no idea why people would complain about something that comes along that helps industry. I don't know. And of course, the capital nihilist spaces are going to further that with your losses, because now you're forced to, if you want to get a fax, you're forced to take your capitals into a nihilist dead space, essentially. That's precarious for a carrier. So we're going to see some losses, and we're going to have to see replacements of those losses pretty quick.
I've already seen some carrier losses with the new Nihilist space.
Mm-hmm.
They're no joke.
Nope, they are not.
I think someone still kind of has to find a meta for it so far. Actually, I think I seen a video floating around earlier. They took, 15 dreadnoughts?
Mm-hmm.
So
and yeah, so I mean,
when
there's not very many of them when they spawn, because they're spawned by a citadel, and the only way the citadel can spawn them is if you have a level 3 pirate bay. And there's 4 rooms in these spaces, and when one of these opens up, if you open up one of these spaces to go into it, then there's 3 other areas somewhere on the map that people can get into that same thing. So you're going to wind up fighting somebody.
Possibly.
Which I think is great.
Yeah.
I think it's great. Fight for those debris to make those force auxiliaries. You know, it's great. It's a blood sport.
Better yet, steal them.
Better yet, steal them. Yeah, and take all of their debris when you kill their ships too.
Does that mean they'll have to have like a blue scanner on their ships if they're gonna come and thief?
Well, you're in a nihilist
Is
dead
it the
space.
blue or
You
red
don't.
that kit?
You don't have to have either one of those scanners. If you're coming in there to well,
Where does it spawn off the citadel? Does it spawn off the pirate array, or does it spawn off the citadel? Where's the gate spawn?
don't know. I haven't hit the button yet, but you can also see them right on the map too. You can pull up the map and see which one of these gates is open in your area without having to have a scanner.
Jeez.
Yeah.
The secret's out.
Yep.
Son of a bitch.
Yep. Sorry, I said it. Not sorry. I mean, this is part of the game, right? This is what we want. We want more content. Here it is.
People are checking the maps now. I can see it.
Yep.
All right. So with these new ships, they have a capital build ship contest coming soon as well. And so they say September 29th to November 10th. And they do have medals for these. And I'm going to click the link here. Hopefully it doesn't crash my computer, because of spam and viruses and stuff anyway. But anyway, they have best quantity. Corporations ranking leaderboard. To win the contest, participating corporations must build as many jump freighters and force auxiliaries as possible within a limited time period. If the total number of ships built is identical to the other corporations, the first corporation that completes the last jump freighter or force auxiliary wins. Corporations with the highest total number of jump freighters and force auxiliaries will be on the leaderboard. They have a top speed rule here. Individuals, to win this contest, participating pilots must build their jump freighter or force auxiliary as fast as possible within the limited time period. Pilots who are the fastest to build their ships will be on the leaderboard. NPC corporation members are welcome to join. What is that supposed to mean? NPC corporations members.
I don't know, because if you don't have SOV, you can't build a capital. You have to have a citadel.
RIP. So in the jump freighter line, we have and I'm going to torture this, Rhea? Rhea? I look at it as Ray.
Oh.
The Nomad.
Yeah.
The Ark. The Anshar. For Force Auxiliary, we have the Minakawa. Lif. Apostle. And Nenazu.
The Minakawa sounds like a really bad summer camp. I'm sorry. Every time I hear it, it's just like...
Minakawa? Minokawa?
Yeah. It just sounds like a bad summer camp.
The event duration is from the 29th of September to November 10th. It is expected that the results will be announced November 16th. The publicity period will be 1 week, and then the rewards will be distributed.
I bet that's in the game right now. If everybody's gone in and updated your Concord points, I bet you it shows up, because, I mean, it's the 29th now. I didn't see it this morning or notice it, but then again, I kind of skipped that screen altogether where all the events and everything are all. I just kind of ignore it for days. But maybe it's there now.
So they do have rewards. For best quantity, they're giving away rewards for number 1 spot, number 2 spot, number 3 spot, and then number 4 through 20 spot. And to sum it up, they're giving away medals, specific medals, as well as 30-day Omega Duo bundles. And that's for both the best quantity and top speed for individuals. So there you go. During the event, pilots will receive a capital ship engineer commemorative medal activation code for every jump freighter or force auxiliary they build. Multiple medals are available to claim. You know, I've been telling the devs we need more medals for like ever. And then now we're just like blasted with all these medals. I can't even get half of these. It's funny. I guess I can't complain.
Everybody gets a medal. That's right.
I'm being more specific with my medal requests now. That is all.
Everybody gets a trophy, Rambo, except for you in Red 1.
Except for me. Yeah. Rip. Corp is dead.
Oh, jeez.
So basically, and then Taylor Rick had already put it on, he was sharing the screenshots of the blue and white nanocore. And it does look good. Those are its natural colors. Can you even change the colors at all, or is that just it?
I don't know. Somebody in the chat got one that they can tell us, or actually, you can pull it up in game, can't you? I didn't try that yet. I'm sure you could pull it up in game and try to play with it a little bit. It's on the list. It should be for those specific ships. But yeah, I don't know.
And what is a logistic drone? So in the player support news, they had some Q&A. So they had some Q&A on the jump freighters. Questions: strategic freighter blueprints are obtained by reverse engineering the normal freighter blueprints, which skill will influence the success rate. And they say since they are all capital ships, they are influenced by the capital ship invention principles. Okay, that was a weird question. But
yeah, that's a lot of stuff there.
Jump freighters are mainly used in dangerous areas for bulk cargo transportation. Can they enter high-sec areas? Sure, they can. But in the high-sec system, regular freighters provide more capacity than jump freighters. Hold on. I was told that they weren't able to go into high-sec. They were low-sec at best. Is that true or
They
no?
can go into high-sec, but they can't Sino, obviously. That would be interesting. Regular freighters go.
I thought it was like a normal capital, like a carrier or a dread, where you can't go into high sec.
Well, there goes the market.
Rip.
I mean, seriously. I mean, the market. I'm not kidding. The market is going to be nuts over the next 2 months. The market's going to be nuts, and it's lovely. It's great. It's wonderful. This is gonna make huge changes. So many people are gonna build these jump freighters and take all the stuff they're mining, just when they're workwals, and just take it to JITA and dump it. That it's gonna cause havoc on the at the same time that prices are gonna be pressured up because everybody's trying to build. Prices are gonna be pressured down because of all this transportation now going on. And now you're going to have, it does have less space than a regular freighter, but that's okay because you can get there faster. It's and easier. It's about the speed and the ease.
It's still a lot.
It's still about the speed. Oh yeah, you got to put rigs on and everything else. Skills add to the cargo hold. It's still going to be enough to make that. Now you're going to be able to do trit. No, 1 million cargo capacity for your trit is only 100 million trit. That's nothing. That's not even enough for a faction battleship, for crying out loud. So. I don't think it's cost prohibitive for a jump freighter. I think people are going to wind up buying these things the same way and putting them together, just the same way they did with work rolls, right?
Yeah.
So
I'll probably get one next year. Yeah.
Oh, we're building one right now. So we are. I mean, there's
no. I mean for my personal use.
Oh no. Yeah, we're building one for the corp. So what station? Yeah. It's going to be based out of One Tech SMEB. That's where our jump freighter is going to be at. So come at us down there anytime. So,
it's full of nightmares.
Yeah, full of nightmares. Exactly. It'll have all the nightmare holes in it. Yeah, exactly. It'll be there. It'll be at EC TAC in the leaving Eve Echo's Citadel. Anyway.
So they had a couple questions here about the logistic drones here.
Oh yeah.
Are the drone control numbers and drone command range of the logistic drone influenced by the drone skill? The answer to that is yes, they are. Okay. What does a logistic drone even do?
So if you just launch it, it'll rep yourself. So it'll heal you, right?
Okay.
That's the first thing. If you target somebody with the drones, then it will fly out to them and rep them.
Is it shield, armor, all
Shield.
of the above? Okay.
Shield repping. And the shield repping is, there's 2 sets of drones too. And the first set is like a light one or something. And from what I'm telling, they're large drones. You can put them on a nightmare. So they won't rep me enough to keep me alive when fuck off is around. But they will rep you, and they will rep smaller ships. So you can literally put logistics repping drones, large drones anyway, on battleships. So that's now the super heavies are enough to really actually do some serious repping. But again, not for capital. It's not enough. Those drones are just not enough to rep a capital. They're probably enough to kind of maybe help you with your repping, or maybe help ship your protect us, maybe helping rep a nightmare, honestly, that's trying to keep a bubble up or something. But it's not enough to rep a capital from the numbers that I'm seeing so far. Not the logistics drones. It's there to rep something else. So, but anyway, it's a nice little extra something, right? Every second counts in this game, so who knows?
Yeah.
And they do move. Maybe people think that they're sentries, but they're not. They do move.
So they did talk about that. Since there are large logistic drones and super heavy logistic drones, can the battleship equip the large logistic drones? And they said, sure, pilots can fit the large logistic drones to battleships, but not the super heavy ones. Okay, yeah, you were just explaining that.
Mm-hmm.
They had this one too. Orca can equip with the mining drones with a bonus. Are there any plans to launch a non-capital ship that can equip with the logistic drones with a bonus? They say they don't have plans for that. And they do go into a bunch more questions here about numerous things, the nanocore and support strategy, optimization, stuff like that in the player support news. I'm not going to read them all.
Yeah.
But I think those are probably the better ones out of the list. And that will wrap it up for game news.
Yeah. A lot.
Yeah.
Definitely a lot there.
This update came from out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
They literally told us nothing about this, by the way. Content creators are like just as stunned as everybody else.
I gotta wonder what they're thinking. Like, it seems like they're racing towards the top of all the content that EVE, the end game from EVE Online, and then they're hoping potentially that the rest of the population gets filled in over time. Like, it feels like they're trying to make it longer and not necessarily more interesting in a lot of ways. But who knows? Because the content, that's going to give the supplies to actually build these new ships. I'm curious to see how interesting that's going to be. And
well, the people that are holding it back are on vacation right now, so they're pushing as much through the door before the decision makers get back in the office. Yeah, and then when they come back into the office, they're going to be like, "What the hell? What happened to our game? We weren't supposed to release these until January 23."
No, I don't know. I just think there's some weird disconnect there between the actual developers, the moderators, and the people that we as content creators get to talk to on Discord, and then of course us, and then of course what the players want back up to the there is a disconnect there. I'm not gonna poo-hoo that or deny that. There is definitely a disconnect there, and I don't know why. My speculation is there's a cultural thing there. For how the devs are doing their game and how they release information. For them, it's not a matter of we have to tell you what we're doing, and we don't necessarily have to make the game the game players want to, because we know best as devs, right? That's my guess as far as their perspective, and that's neither right or wrong. It's just how they're doing it. I said this on Reddit the other day. Maybe I did. Maybe I don't. Maybe I said it to somebody else. But opinions, are like assholes. Everyone's got one, and they all stink.
Yeah.
So, we can go on and on about that forever. There's no answer to it, and there's no way to know anything other than what we know right now, as far as the.
You know what drives me out of my fucking mind? These fucking devs don't ever tell us shit. We get no fucking insight on anything that's going on in this game.
They give the announcements, but they're never like early enough, And I wonder if that's for effect. Like, do they want to surprise people and get everybody like excited after the fact? Like, I feel like
for sure.
A lot.
I've learned to not expect anything, so that way I'm excited on every update.
I agree. And the other part of it, too, though, there's always two schools of thought there when you're trying to market something, right? Do we drop little hints? Do we tell people about things up front and get them hyped and excited for it?
Deny everything?
Or do we just, or do we just not say a damn thing and then drop it and not really explain things very well, but let them have the fun of figuring it out, right? And I'm a glass half full kind of guy, and so I choose to believe the latter. That's just me. And you're free to choose to think of it any way you want, but for my 2 cents, I'm having a blast with this game still, and continue to. And this update was fantastic. It was out of the blue. It was like, what the hell? It was surprising, and it's awesome. So, but
there's leaked screenshots everywhere, and
Yeah.
people are changing doctrines already, and
and you have that whole focus, and you have that whole focus. It just revives what you're. Who wants to undock every day in the same ship you've been undocking in for 2 years that doesn't have anything different about it? And when you go out to fight that ship that just undocked, it's the exact same thing you've been fighting for 2 effing years.
It's stale. This is definitely going to shake things up, and I'm excited to see what happens with the market. I just wish there was a lot more small ship love, though. Was it the Enforcer and some of the other?
Yeah.
There are things out there for us small ship pilots too.
There's plenty. There's lots to do, and the small ships still have a role. They might not be the role you want, but it's a role. And if it's a role you don't want, then don't fly the small ship. Fly the ship that has the role you want. Do the thing you want to do. There's plenty to do. And the game, this is another thing we always forget about too, and especially probably Rambo and I are probably guilty of this as much as anybody else, or even JD sometimes, right? And this game is more than just the edges of the map. This game is more than just the large nullsec alliances, right? There's a big pocket of players in the middle of this game that are in low and high sec and don't ever leave. And they play a completely different game than Rambo, you and I do. Right. Frankly, they do. They play a different game. They're not thinking about SOV. They're not thinking about structures. They're not thinking about PI and mining. Right. They're just doing encounters. They're not all bots, Pixel. Well, those maulers on the gates are.
They're all bots.
They're all bots. Yeah. There's a lot of those maulers on gates probably are. Those are weird. I don't get that. I don't understand why that's still a thing.
Yeah, it's so weird.
I just don't understand.
So weird.
That. And it started happening after that one video that Benzie did where he's, why you should be flying a mauler. All of a sudden they were there. I don't understand that. They must be all of his alts. I don't know. But anyway.
Network.
Yeah, all those people in the middle of the map are playing a completely different game. And that's okay. And for them, if they're having fun and they're having a good time and they're paying, basic Omega or Duo Omega or whatever they're doing, or they're paying into events, or they're doing this or they're doing that, they're feeding the engine that allows the game to continue. So I'm fine with it. So, and they fly a lot of small ships and do a lot of different things.
I seen it mentioned in the chat. In one of Benzie's recent videos, he made a comment about his stuff being locked out.
That was hilarious.
In their Citadel that got taken, so he wasn't able to do his normal content video. And of course, Fulmination isn't updated, so it's not like he can go over there and do the new content anyway.
Yeah, that was hilarious though. In the first 30, 40 seconds of his video, I think it came out on Monday or Tuesday, one of the two. He says, I can't do anything with my ships because I can't get to them, or if I undock, I lose all my stuff and I can't get back into it because my Citadel's been stolen. And he didn't even mention by who or anything, as if nobody would know.
He wasn't mad.
I know
Yeah, he knows it's part of the game.
Oh yeah, I know he does. I wasn't saying he was mad. It was just
He's
hilarious
totally down
hearing
with
that. It was just totally hilarious hearing him say that. I got a kick out of it.
So you had in the show notes here, what is balance? What is that supposed to mean?
Well, okay, so I probably should have ran this by you. Do we really want to have a conversation right now that's probably going to take another hour talking about what balance in the game actually means, right? There's a little bit of a stink this last week between Bradrick and I about what balance needs and and I said, why do things even have to be balanced, right? And so we had a little bit of tit for tat back and forth, as Bradrick and I do sometimes. But that's why I put that.
Should we get Bradrick in here? Bradrick's in the audience. Should we
can
unmute
get
him?
Bradrick in here. No need, April. April doesn't mean that that's the only time they're ever going to try to balance the game, Bradrick. Yeah, we can get Bradrick in here if he wants. You want to talk, Bradrick?
All right, Bradrick.
I'm waiting for him to say something.
Yeah.
Woo!
Okay.
He's in.
All right, Bradrick. You're unmuted on our end.
There you go.
Tell us about this conversation now, because where was this on Reddit? Because I totally missed it.
It wasn't that big. It was on Reddit, though. JD, you want to be the anti Bradrick representation? Sure, go ahead, JD. As if I'm not enough. I'll be quiet, though.
I'll back Bradrick on this. I don't even know what he's going to say, but I'll do some stuff.
Bradrick, you're muted, buddy.
Yeah, you got to unmute on your end, man.
I'm going to let him go first because I think it's only fair considering all the updates have been what I've wanted.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you, buddy.
Yes.
Okay, so I mean, it was a conversation on Reddit. It wasn't a big deal. We just disagree on ship balance and ship usage and things like that.
Right.
He was saying that most things don't actually need to be balanced, and that's true to a degree. But when things start becoming completely useless, that's a balance issue. That means you can't utilize certain things. That makes doctrine one-sided. That makes ships unusable. That's not how you actually want to play the game, at least not from my perspective.
Let me ask you 2 questions about that before JD chimes in. 2 questions. So, first and foremost, do you think that people's doctrine now is more varied with different ships than it was a year ago?
Yeah. A year ago, we was all running the same exact thing because it was all broken. It was the only thing that worked.
Oh, but now we're running more diverse ships and different ship classes all over the place.
I'm just saying that he happens to be in a federation with the only faction frigate doctrine in the game right now, and he's complaining. I don't understand. Give the guy everything he wants, and he complains.
We even have dictors in doctrine. I don't understand. Destroyers, right?
That's not the same thing, and I don't just fly frigates and destroyers.
I'm just teasing you, brother. I understand what you're saying. I understand, my issue with this entire conversation is I'd rather them push out the new content and then go back and start making a more deep game for all those various levels. I understand where you're coming from, but it doesn't need to be balanced. It even in EVE Online, you're not making the same money running the low level content for frigates and stuff that you are in capitals, supers, etc. So I understand it, but I don't agree with you, dude. At the end of the day, just because they're putting development time into these capitals and increasing all of these intricate, we'll call them dungeons, or instant PvEs, or well, I guess they're not instants because you can go in and wreck people in them, but
the DRs are. The Dormant Realms are definitely instanced, but these new Nihilist spaces for capitals are not.
Yeah.
Well, the issue that we're having is they said this same thing last year. They said they were going to go back and fix this stuff. And they did not. And it's not like we don't agree that they need to put everything out and then go back and fix it, except the go back part isn't happening.
So they've done no quality of life changes this year at all.
Well, they've absolutely done quality of life change, but we're talking about major fixes, like the fact that they put in faxes and they're saying basically IPing them is worse than go ahead and billing them again. Why didn't they agree with that when we said insurance shouldn't be the way it is from day one?
I can give you a great answer now that wouldn't have made any sense 6 months ago, but makes perfect sense to me now. You want to know why?
You mean they agree with us? They finally admit that insurance was fucked.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think they kind of noticed that, and I think that in their way, this is how they're fixing it. Because here's the thing, Bradrick. What have they always told us about insurance? What's the number one thing you've ever heard devs say in their Q&As and their videos when they've talked about insurance?
It's good. It doesn't need changed.
It's good. It doesn't need changed, and we don't want to lose players who get upset for losing their ships and can't get it back. Fine, let them get back their scepters, their destroyers, and their cruisers. I don't give a shit. Let them get back their faction battleship that they swiped their credit card for. I don't give a shit. Do not let them get back their capital, including mine that I lost 6 months ago, or whenever the hell that was, right? I had to go build another one. Fine. You want to play at a high level, you play at a higher risk. You want to play at a lower level, you play at a lower risk. Therefore, you can ease into the game.
Here. I actually really enjoy that battleship pilots are able to reclaim their battleship for my dreadnought to nuke them off the field again.
There's a thrill in thinking fast though on those smaller ships. There needs to be content for them.
Sure. Well, that's what a small gang roam is.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with you.
We mention small ship content, we instantly go to PvP as if small ship pilots don't fly or do anything else other than that. And mind you, I do a shit ton of PvP. Literally, that's usually all I log in for. But I can't just neglect a certain group of players that want to do other things and just say, well, just go do this because that's it.
Yeah, but why can't it be exclusive to one class? If there is a role in the game for that ship, it shouldn't be an all-inclusive thing. You shouldn't be able to be like, all right, well, today I'm going to take my T2 interceptor out into the belts, make some money, and then I'm going to go out roaming. Nah, that's ridiculous. Go get a fucking battleship, make your money, go purchase all your extra frigates, all your extra destroyers, and then you're good to go.
No.
That's kind of facetious, isn't it? Nobody's flying a T2 ship to go do anything. I get what you're saying, but at the same time,
when I say T2, I'm implying the T10. I'm bringing terminology
level
back from
2, yeah,
I'm
a level
talking
2
about
frigate.
a tier 10 interceptor. My apologies.
Yeah, I'm just saying on a lot of this stuff, we know what the fixes are, and then they should have been implemented by now, and they keep saying they're going to go back and do it, and a lot of that stuff isn't happening, and people are legitimately mad about some of this stuff because they said they would fix it. Now, if they had never said that, that's different. But they've said they were going to fix it.
What's the one thing that they've said they were going to fix that in your mind they haven't fixed?
Industry. And I know you guys have all the hopes in the world for these new ships fixing that, but we know damn well they said that was going to happen with the last capitals. That didn't happen. And to fix the industry is not one fold either. There's a lot of different things they could work on to fix industry. We're skipping the rest of the ships that are already there, not fixing industry, and saying this just capitals is supposed to fix it.
Yeah, I mean, I hate the insurance system. I get that.
Are we really believing that?
Believe in what? Say it again.
This game is full of a bunch of mathematicians. Are we really believing this is going to be the end all be all?
No, I didn't say this was going to be the end all be all. I say it's going to help.
Yeah, it's going to help, sure, but I'm talking about an actual fix with industry players that the ones we lost, like a chunk of our player base, can come back to the game.
I'd be shocked if they come back, if I'm just being frank.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, I know. It's a long shot, but it just sucks because we all got friends that left because of this. They fucked up, and then they just act like they didn't.
I understand that, but nothing that... let's just be honest about it. In today's climate, in today's instant gratification, people don't come back to games. It's a very small minority. Especially a game like this. And here's the thing, like, everyone goes and glorifies EVE Online, but people don't remember the dark times where, like, the game was fucking dying until another game, their entire community came over and put fresh blood into it.
Yep.
Like, there are dark times in games. You know, it takes a little bit of perseverance, and, you know, that's just something people don't have nowadays.
How are we going to kill Raid Shadow Legends? Like, we need to...
No. That's the wrong one. We got to kill Albion.
Whoa.
Whoa. Kill Albion.
I know
Never heard of it.
I know that would kill Michael.
What am I supposed to do when I'm bored, okay?
Like right now when there's just
Oh, I'm literally playing Hearts of Iron 4 because they put a new update out.
Yeah, I don't know. It's frustrating, but we feel like we keep getting hit with this double-edged sword, because especially for small ship pilots, because they tell us, well, PvP, do that, and then man, if Silent goes and honestly PvPs, we're bullies. Like, we go months sometimes without actual war content because we can't go fight motherfuckers.
But
They
hold
gonna
on,
bitch.
hold on. Let's pause for a second. We just kicked the fuck out of TF just because I said so. Like,
yes,
we have embraced that title, dude. Like, that's not something that we're like, oh man, I don't want to be labeled a bully. Yeah, we're fucking bullies. It is what it is. You know, if that's how they're gonna view us, that's how they're gonna view us. If I like made it a habit of listening to what people thought about us, like, we'd never get anything done. Who gives a fuck?
Where was the? I saw a
that
comment.
100%.
I saw a comment about SHH roams are larger than Void's CTA form ups. Is that?
Yeah. I mean, I get it, you know, and here's the thing, like, yeah, it's really funny to insult Void and stuff like that and make fun of the guy. They literally got hit with 40 systems in the first fucking days of that conflict. I do feel bad for them.
Yeah, they weren't going to defend that. I was impressed that they showed up the way they did, but there was no way to. I'm gonna sit here and be.
Strategically, they made a ton of mistakes though after. So it's just kind of like, look, at the end of the day, if you know that's what you're going to be faced with, that's when you have to make some decisions, and they didn't make the right decisions.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised by, and I say this as someone who FC'd a fleet right into their fleet and got wiped because they had about 3 times the number of ships, and I should have known better. But with that said, I'm surprised by some of these videos I'm seeing and the decisions their FCs are making in the heat of the battle, and their fleets are evenly paired. It's not like they got totally outnumbered. It's not like they got outclassed with a bunch of capitals versus a bunch of cruisers. It's a comparable fleet comp, 1v1. Even the numbers are almost identical, and they get completely trashed.
And I know Braddock's going to be mad when I say this, but at least it awoke those alliances, and Noah and Burr doing the right thing by not absolutely exterminating those groups.
Yeah.
And they're going to quickly see how important capitals are, because at the end of the day, like, there's a difference between protecting your spaceship, your space kingdom, and
And the thing is, I don't have anything against capitals. I think that's a misnomer. I don't have anything against those ships. I want the stuff to be added. I just want everything to come along together, if that makes sense.
I mean, that's fair, but you have to also consider, you know, what those devs are actually dealing with. We have to be realistic in our expectations.
They should have a combination of goals. Like, they've got the pipeline for players to come in and progress. Even if they're not new, they're going to be sticking around for a few months to get to a certain point, right? T5 up through T8, T9, that's where the majority of the good content should be.
It's a fucking rough patch. There's nothing there.
There's nothing there. It feels like they cater to T10. And there's that expectation of the grind, like the grind is the game, but there are modes and functions and ways that they can, you know, introduce content for everybody.
And as a recruiter, that's a rough place to be trying to keep those guys in the game. Like, I can tell them to come PvP with me all day, but they're looking at that too. They see that. They feel that. They always asking those questions. Hey, what am I supposed to go do? I can give them all the ideas in the world, but I'm T10 with 140 million skill points. They can't do what I do.
I mean, that's not true. It's not true.
To a degree. To a degree. There's certain things and there's certain things they just can't do.
Dictors are literally T6, and it can make them put them in a position of being one of the most important pilots in the fucking game. And then if you just go a little bit further, hey, once again, small ship here, Braddock, they could get in a worm.
Now, granted, we're talking about PvP when you talk about those kinds of things. And I know everybody's going to have a counter to that and say, well, yeah, but what about the PvE content? What about making money? What about all the other things that you have to wait to get into? If you do want to get into industry and build your own ships, you can't compete with guys who are 555 in everything. And you know what I mean? And your mining can't do anything.
But are you really competing at that point? Are you really trying to even compete? Like, at that point,
you're not.
That's
You
when
shouldn't be. You shouldn't be.
Pour
That's
your
the
heart
fallacy.
and soul into your corporation and your teammates.
Yep. That's the fallacy of it right there. And the other fallacy of it is people always going back to all these other things that can happen in the game and forget that this game at its heart and soul, the one thing that is the biggest overriding thing of everything else, and if they took this out, this wouldn't be a game and nobody would play, and that's PvP. That's the number one thing. That's what makes this entire game work and drive. Whether you like PvP or not doesn't matter. That's what makes this entire thing work. Loss is what makes the entire thing work. And that adrenaline rush you get, regardless of what you're doing, when you run into somebody or someone runs into you, and you have that split second opportunity to fight or flight, is the funnest thing about the game. Whether you like it or not, at some point you're going to run into it, and then you're going to recall those stories, right? It's where the stories comes from. It's how the community gets built. Everything revolves around PvP. So even if you're brand new coming into the game, there's plenty of small ship content for you to be able to do that. Even without max skills, you don't have to have max skills for it. And not to mention all the crazy, weird shenanigans shit you can get into that has nothing to do with really just playing the game. It's all the stuff that happens outside of the game, Discord, Reddit, everything else. There's just a huge ball of stuff to do. It's overwhelming, I know, but there's a lot there to do.
I mean, and that's where we need to boil down to one thing, and that's encourage the folks in this game to stop with the fucking negativity. I get it. It's so easy to shit on these devs and shit on the game. Like, and you know what? I've been just as guilty as a ton of people. But at the end of the day, we have an obligation, if we want to see this game go forward. You know, there was a mantra in Goons for the longest time. It's every pilot counts. Like, and they have stories of, like, the brave Rifter pilot who took the jammer down with 1 second left and the caps were able to sign on and things like that. And that shit actually happened. So it's like, here we are shitting on them over and over and over again. And what I like to call it is it's bitter vet syndrome. It's people who are...
It's also a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's also a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? If we continue to do that and espouse that everywhere, Reddit, Twitter, Facebook, Discord, wherever you're at, it's going to put a bad taste in new players' mouths. So, and I'm not saying that to try to make people stop talking about it, because it's fine to talk about it, but at the same time, I think we are our own worst enemies sometimes. So...
I agree 100% with all of that. But at the end of the day, those players still got to stay in the game. We got to find a way to make them stay in the game and agree. I write posts all the time about staying in the game and not quitting. But not quitting because of war is different from not quitting because you feel like you're not involved.
Yeah, and unfortunately, if someone feels like they're not involved, then one of two things is happening. Either they're not really trying to get involved, or they're in a really bad corporation or alliance.
Yeah, we're talking about. I'm talking about that window of players who hit, like you said, T5 to T8, that area. So it's a lot harder in that area. We've all been in that area, but we went together.
Yeah.
When we hit cruisers, it was together. When we hit battle cruisers, it was together. That content came at us at one wave. If you join tomorrow, that's a different animal.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not saying it's not. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying that you're not wrong in terms of that middle range being tough. It is. It is. And as a CEO and someone who's overseeing a corporation with, 120 guys now, that is a tough thing to make sure that they have content every day and that they're doing what they want to do, happy every day, and to keep them engaged and involved. That's a tough thing to constantly do. That is tough. Not everybody can do that. Yeah, Rambo, you know too. So, and JD, you know too, because you've got the whole federation, right? And the guys from HTP, a lot of you guys that are here, all the industry guys. Well, that's hard to keep people involved in that, right? So, I mean, yeah, it's and indie does get you through some of those tough times when you can go out and be with a group and do a procure or even a retrieve or anything else. I mean, Charizard, I don't know. You're probably not the industry. Well, maybe you are. I forget which one of you HTP guys is the. I quit 7 times. See, that's another thing, too. I hear about people bitch and complain and then say they quit, and yet they're still here and they're still playing. You hate the game so much, but you're still fucking playing every day.
I mean, yeah, that is a great fucking example right there. EVE is a hell of a drug.
It is.
I've played EVE Online since 2003. I've played this game alone. I've taken 3 breaks just by pure FC burnout. I mean, this is a hard fucking game. And that's why we try to cultivate. And one of the things that drives me nuts about this community is we call the folks making videos the content creators versus the FCs. I totally understand. It just throws me off every time. But it's just I keep going back to PvP, but I can't help it. It's just what I play the game for.
Yep.
Also, anyone out there, if you're work mining and you need a defense fleet, let me know. Please DM me your system. Speaking on behalf of Mate. Also, just as an announcement, Shush is now my side piece, Mate now primary.
Yep.
Rip. All right. And then Bradrick, I wanted to ask you too while we had you. What's up with this this wannabe Bradrick guy on Reddit? The Bradrick teach me guy.
Is it Reddit, please?
I have no idea. I'm already teaching pleb how to play, so I guess that's what I'm doing now.
I hope you can teach pleb how to play. He dies every time he comes through the area.
Yeah, I see I see a lot of his lost mails.
That's me teaching him how to play.
And that's why he's dying. Good job, Bradrick. Thank you.
I know some of my guys have been getting him too. So
he's got a hard on for SHH, and I'm just trying to direct it in the right direction because I think it's misplaced. Honestly, I think he's just mad about something from the past.
All I'm hearing is Bradrick is creating one pleb post, one kill mail at a time. That's fucking fantastic. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, he got some misplaced anger, man, and I'm just trying to have him. Well, the thing is, people feed it too. And that's the other thing. People feed his anger, and they try to use him as a thing to take a dig at Silent. And I'm actually trying to teach the guy how to play. He started a corp and everything, and he's fucking wanting to do contracts and shit. And that to me, that's a better way to do it than what he was doing prior, just yelling on Reddit.
Yeah, it was getting annoying.
Yeah,
but whatever.
And now he is. I can't fault him for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he fucking goes out. He killed a couple of fucking. Well, he kills a lot of miners. Actually, I'm not gonna take it from him. Every time I come online, he's got one or two. So.
All right.
And that's okay.
AFK.
Wait a second. We haven't talked about a war that's going on in Eve, by the way.
Yeah, we're getting ready to.
Okay.
With that guy on Reddit, he made a post. I told him that his the characters didn't meet the minimum, so he's not even close to being like you yet.
Yeah. I swear, you guys, if I could just show
you.
you.
Until he reaches 2,000 word count every post, he's not even close to your level.
No.
Yeah. I told him the first thing being Bradrick, you got to use your real character name, so.
Do we have someone here that is
stepped
able...
down in the Imperium Fractures. That's a whole different game, Stonks.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's end of an era.
Do we have anyone here that could talk on behalf of the Void War and what's going on with that?
No, I thought we were talking about the Tuna War. I'm so disappointed.
Well,
we can talk about that too.
I am going to bring that up as well, yeah. So,
I mean, we do have a tuna guy here with us.
So, hey, and we happen to have a mate guy here. What do you know?
Okay, well, yeah, let's talk about this. Like, in Crimson, from your end, what's going on with all this is you guys were supposed to do something with Odin, and then they ended up disbanding, and now you're left with L5D, and what's the scoop?
So, Tuna's motto seems to be becoming, just keep swimming, because, we've been bapped around more than a cat toy over the last year or so. From the Blap days, jumping over to OG, then DCA and the 7-year-olds war, and back over into Fountain, trying to get back into establishing at least one small corner of SAW. We signed on with Odin, and then apparently they dipped. I'm still kind of head down for the moving thing, but I've been keeping one eye on Discord and occasionally dipping over there to check on. But Tuna's been harassed lately, and I think some of our territory is about to be attacked fairly significantly over the weekend. what's Nate's perspective? Why y'all picking on tuna? Because I'm still.
We got paid a lot of ISK.
How much? I have to wonder.
An unknown amount, but it was good enough for me to be like, yeah, sure, why not?
1 ISK.
Wow.
You got a song and a handshake and a high five. And
Exactly. Dank
A
leaks.
lump sum.
Yeah, dank leaks and a nightmare.
Folks, and a nightmare. Folks don't need a reason to go to war. Like, if you want to have territory, if you want to own territory, you've got to be able to defend it. It's just
you do.
It's kind of hard to defend it, you know.
I mean, I don't mean to be that guy, but I don't even really consider it a war. Like,
yeah,
we rolled in there with 1 8-man fleet, I think. Like, and I get the confusion behind it.
Is that all?
Yeah, that's literally all. We kicked the door open with like 4 APOCs, 3 Logi, 1 command, and a armor guardian. And it was literally a meme armor fleet, because they thought they'd get one over on me and finally sneak an armor fleet into the meta. But no, seriously, we got paid for it, and we're still getting paid for it. And I think the client offered a buyout, which we extended over to Tuna, and Tuna were like, nope. So yeah, we're just shooting and trying to draw them out and having a good time.
I think there's a Reddit post saying that it was possible that Honk paid Mate to do it, but I don't believe that. Crickets.
As much as I'd love to speak on who our client is,
no, you don't have to.
Yeah, well, we don't.
Yeah, you don't have
It's
to.
just a rule
You
of
don't.
ours.
Yeah, don't disclose it. Like, but I was just contradicting the Reddit post as they think that Honk was behind that. I was like, well, why would they pay?
They can just
I
do it
don't know.
themselves.
Maybe they would, but I honestly don't think they need to. But I suppose they could if they wanted to.
I don't know. Well,
Black cat statues.
Steps forward. Like, there's a whole bunch of question marks, but there's been a lot of grift coming Tuna's way, DCA and things getting stolen, and like that's associated with Honk. It was Honk members that jumped in with him and helped with the blue fuckery back when that was going down. And I wouldn't be surprised. That's part of the reason why I love Honk is they don't fuck around. They are mean as geese.
I can tell you one of the most important things is if I could ever send leaders of federations, alliances, or whatever you want to call it, back in time, when in doubt, always try to get the geese on your side.
And don't compare them to chihuahuas. That's a big no-no. That was the most ridiculous thing of that whole post.
So, well, and then moving forward to the Void War. So from what I was hearing, that this is starting to wind down a bit, as I heard that peace talks are starting to happen. Who knows anything about this? I haven't.
Too soon.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is it too soon?
I think it might be. I don't have any more details other than, hey, they're talking. But I do have in front of me, in my in this piece of paper here, in my formerly nicotine-stained fingers, a printout copy from Void's Discord where they're rage pinging for something tomorrow. Defense. Now, why would they be doing that if peace talks are going well? Like, I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, one of the things you have to remember is in history, there have been hundreds of examples of peace talks going on while still military operations are planned and carried out.
Sure, of course.
So,
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, the objective still needs to be taken. Whether peace talks or whatever, and it's part of the peace talk too. It's like, well, you can get peace, but you're still gonna lose this.
Correct. So yeah, I mean, that just means the shenanigans continues, I guess.
Yeah, I find it funny that you have it printed. I'd
God, you're old,
I'd
man.
ping.
It's a joke. I had a piece of paper.
I'd ping on
here.
I'd ping on their Discord, but nobody ever answers me over there, so I stopped.
Oh, in the Diplo channel, or you mean on their actual
Yeah.
Discord with one of your?
They
alts?
never check it.
You
Must
know, they
never
don't.
check it.
They never look at it. I know.
They must be CTing for Benzie Citadel.
They have my channel muted. Probably.
Is his Citadel Q4? Is it Q4?
I have no idea. I was just memeing.
Yeah, I don't know which one it is either, but yeah, maybe that's what it is. That's correct, Pixel. I got it faxed in my Minakawa. Yep.
I can't wait till they come out, dude, because it's just.
Oh yeah.
Like I'd probably say at least 6 to 8 years of my EVE career, I was only flying triage archons, which were the precursors to faxes in EVE Online.
Yep. It's going to be a game changer. It's going to be fun. We'll push out caps more.
Get those things. Get those things cooking. Equinox Investments.
Yeah, I mean, capitals are
Join the pyramid scheme today.
Yeah, I can't honestly. I mean, I like Durgadur. Nothing against him. I think he's a great guy, but I honestly can't tell if that thing is necessarily a Ponzi scheme or not.
I know, right?
Well, he just added on to it by doing his
I saw that.
his addition for the event, asking 80 billion.
He's trying to get another 80 billion raised. Yeah.
It's like that. You want to believe him because you like the guy.
Exactly.
But then your brain's going, don't do it. That's the magic word.
The word is cat. K-A-T. That's hilarious. I have no idea what that has to do with the conversation we're talking about, but that just caught me off guard.
Nope.
Like, what the hell?
It's just the shenanigans of on-air chat.
I guess. Yeah.
How's Void's funding their work?
Yeah. Yeah.
Benzie subscribers.
Yeah, maybe.
That was a bad joke.
Yeah.
Anyway, we should probably wrap this up. Michael JD, thank you for coming on.
Appreciate it.
Bradrick.
Yep.
Bradrick, thank you for coming on. And as well as those who played the Family Feud. We'll see, what was the name of the team? Oh, just C-137. We'll see those guys next week.
Yeah. Should be fun.
To defend their title. And each of them, if they're still in the audience, I see a few of them still are, they won some ISK tonight. I'm going to be giving away 300 mil to each. So if they can DM me for the contact info, I'll give you 300 mil each.
Nice work, guys.
For the winnings for tonight. And yeah, we'll call it a show. So thank you everybody for joining tonight. It was a pretty lengthy episode. We had a 2-hour show. I like that.
Yeah, that's about
makes
right.
for good radio and all that type of stuff. And we had a lot of stuff to go over. That surprise content and stuff happening around in New Eden. Man, such a great show. We'll give a shout out to all of our content creators. I don't have the list in front of me anymore. That was last week where I had the list, the survey answers of all the content creators in front of me.
Well, of course, it's always Achieved. Of course, Benzie, the big one that everybody knows. We've got all the smaller content creators. Not necessarily smaller anymore. Chicken. Chicken's getting well known around the community. He's putting out great videos. Love seeing those. And, of course, Bradrick on Reddit. Krymsonkyng and his writing over on Reddit is always fun. Then, of course, there's a couple of people that don't get mentioned very often, smaller content creators, but probably because it's foreign language, and that is, of course, Sky News. That's actually a big one, even though I don't think a lot of us in the U.S. watch it, Sky News. And then, of course, A Noob Kiss and their channel, Player One, and Outcast are two other smaller ones that do a lot of PvP content as well. That's good stuff. So.
And you never hear him talk.
No, you never hear him talk.
All right, that's it. We're going to go into the talk channel for the after party. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, guys.
See ya.